Hola, this is Dino Delano. Today I am going to teach you how to eliminate a headache within about 3 minutes. I have taught this technique to well over 14,000 people in seminar settings all over the country, including Canada. Also, stay with me until the end of the video, because at that time I'm going to direct you to another site where you can download completely free a 15-minute deep meditation technique called Creative Visualization that has some very special sounds in the background developed by Steven Pranger using crystal singing bowls. All right, let's get started right off with the technique. All right, now the first thing that I'm going to ask you to do, and I'm going to guide you through this, by the way, step by step by step. Some of it's going to maybe seem a little silly to you, a little strange, maybe a little odd, but follow along with me. And you might want to take some notes on this, or you can always come back to the video because, of course, a lot of you probably don't have a headache right now, and maybe some of you do. All right, first thing that I want you to do is find where your headache is located. Now, if you find yourself pointing to your headache, don't point. I want you to go inside, and I want you to find where it's located. You might say to yourself, okay, it's over my left eye, close to the temple. So locate where your headache is. All right, second step. I want you to discover what is the shape of your headache. And again, not pointing to it, I want you to imagine that it has a particular shape. It might be shaped like a golf ball. It could be shaped like a flat plate. It could be shaped like a worm. Give it a shape. I want you to get a good feeling of what is the shape of your headache. All right, number 3. What is the color of your headache? Now, some of you are probably going to say to yourself, well, it doesn't have a color. That's all right. I want you to give it a color. If your headache had a color, what color would it be? Would it be black and dismal? Would it be kind of whitish, maybe not that heavy? Would it be brownish? Would it be maybe kind of a very dull gray color? What color is your headache? All right, step 4. What type of pain is your headache? In other words, is it sharp? Is it dull? Is it throbbing? What kind of pain? How would you describe the pain? All right. Let's go on to the next step. Again, I want you to start all over again. Now, where is your headache located? If you're actually working on a headache at this moment, is it still in the same place? Go through the same steps all over again. Where is my headache located? What is the color of my headache? What is the shape of my headache? And now, what type of pain is my headache? Now, where is the headache located? So go through those steps. You might have to go through it 2 times, 3 times. 4 times is very unusual. Usually, at least by the 3rd time, that headache will be completely gone. I was doing a seminar in Sacramento, California at the Center for Mind Ecology. And a lady there by the name of Laura, because what I would usually do, by the way, is that when I had seminars in that particular center, usually there was anywhere between 30 to sometimes 60 or 80 people. Anyway, I said, does anyone have a headache? And Laura raised her hand, and I said, okay. I said, now just follow along with me. And I went through the process, again asking her, where is your headache located? What is the shape of your headache? What is the color of your headache? And what type of pain is your headache? And then we went through the process again. After the 2nd time through, she opened up her eyes and she said, oh, wow. The headache is gone. She said, Dino, I have had this headache for at least 2 weeks, and I've tried all kinds of things. I've tried getting my husband to massage my neck. I've tried, been taking aspirin and different kinds of pills and so on. She said, that headache is completely gone. You could see the amazement in her eyes. Now let me give you another little story, because this technique, by the way, you can use for other things than just headache. David worked around the center quite a bit. He was a very good friend of mine, and he did a lot of things for us, keeping up the yard and doing some of the maintenance work and so forth. And one day he was out in that very large front yard out in front of the center and changing some of the sprinkler heads. What he was doing, in order to get the sprinkler heads off, he was heating them up with a little Cetlene torch. And in the process, he put the torch down, and you know how sometimes we start thinking about other things. He just reached over and grabbed that sprinkler head. He said, oh my God, he said, I could feel the burn, I could feel that pain in my hand. But he said, I remembered what we had done going through the workshops. And he said, you said in that, with that headache control technique, we could use it for other things. He said, that's what I did. He said, I went into my hand. He said, I closed my eyes and I really got into the pain, and I thought, where is it located? He said, I could really feel it more right on the edges, not quite into the palm, but on the edges of the hand around. And then he said, I asked myself, what is its shape? And he said, I really felt like it was kind of like a round plate. And I asked myself, what color is my headache? And he said, I felt it like a burning red color, he said, in my hand. Then he said, I asked myself, what type of pain is it? And he said, boy, the pain is intense, and I can just feel it burning into the flesh. And then he said, where is the pain located? And he said, I feel the pain located again around the center, around the edges of my hand. What is the shape of it? He said, this time it had kind of ceased a little bit. He said, I felt like it was a little bit smaller. He said, now it was kind of just like a small little ball. And what color was it? And wow, it had kind of gone down to a dull sort of gray color. And what type of pain was it? Now the pain was really eased off. And he said, by the time, Dino, that I went through it the third time, he said that pain was completely gone. Now, in a few instances, I've had to go through this with people maybe a fourth or even a fifth time, but that really is unusual. This technique, by the way, was taught to me by a Zen monk. It's a very simple process. When we begin to focus our awareness deeply into something like this, we begin to send awareness. Awareness is the energy of the bioenergetic system, the body system. That energy that we are. Within that energy is what I call that healing process. Not only the healing process, but another way of saying it is that that energy is a unified field of energy. Within that energy structure, within that matrix, is the knowledge to bring about healing. That's why that when people have diseases of varying kinds and they focus their imagination, their attention into it, sure enough, oftentimes they heal it. You look at those pictures that you're seeing on the screen there, those people are firewalkers. And firewalking, of course, has been done by the Tahitians for hundreds of years, maybe thousands for all I know. It's part of a ritual that they do. But back in the late 70s, some Russian ladies that came over to this country started teaching firewalking in this country. And then it was picked up by a number of people. I did the firewalk, so on. And yes, you can walk over hot coals without getting burned. It takes a little bit of training, a few hours of meditation and doing various things of that nature. But it really teaches people the power of the mind and what really is possible. All right. I want to thank you for being with me, and I promised you at the beginning of this video that I would give you something completely free. Go to the website, coolzenmagic.com. You will find, it's just one page, and you'll find right there where you can download the meditation, a 15-minute MP3 file, completely free. This is a meditation also that I have taught all over the world. It's a wonderful meditation. I've put back in the background now sounds that have been developed by Stephen Pranger with the crystal singing bowls. It will bring you into a deep state of meditation that you can use for many, many things. All right, thanks again for being with me. Dino Delano.